Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp expressing his anger over the nation's border policies after an illegal immigrant is charged with the murder of UGA nursing student Laken Riley.
You have people like these two individuals that came into the country and then committed crimes, and nobody was notified of those. And why were they not sent back? Why are we allowing people to come here that are not U.S. citizens and break our laws and then not send them back home? I mean, it's so frustrating.
Our next guest understands that frustration firsthand. His son, Drew, was killed by an illegal immigrant in a motorcycle accident back in 2010. Don Rosenberg joins us now. Don, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm sure this brings up so many memories. What's your reaction to what happened in Georgia with this nursing student allegedly killed by an illegal immigrant?
Well, you know, I've been involved in this issue with an organization we formed called Advocates for Victims of Illegal Alien Crime. As soon as I heard about Laken's murder, and maybe it's just the sixth sense that I've developed over 13 years, I knew that we hadn't even caught anybody yet, and I knew he was illegal. I don't know how, but I just did. Again, as was mentioned earlier, it's clearly preventable. Even the excuses that they're giving, you know, DHS has said, "Oh, we don't have any detention beds. We had to release them." Out here in California, we have a prison called Adelanto. It has 2,000 beds. 8 of them are occupied. So there were more than enough, you know, detention space to put this guy in, even though he shouldn't even have allowed into the country to begin with. So none of this surprises me. I see it every day, and it's going to continue no matter who is elected president. The Democrats have created a situation that literally will last for decades, and that's even if everybody cooperates to get these people out of the country.
Yeah, I think your son would have been 39 years old. So these open border policies took away a lot from your family. He probably would have been married and had children, and you would have had grandchildren because he would be alive and healthy today. How did this affect your family? Tell us your story. What happened to your son?
Well, my son was in law school at the time. He was just coming home one night, and an illegal alien tried to make a last-second left-hand turn, and they collided. If he had just stopped, I wouldn't be here today. My son would have walked away with some cuts and bruises, and that would have been the end of it. But instead, he accelerated, drove over his body, got stuck, backed up, drove over him a second time, and then going forward, somebody jumped in front of his car, and he stopped with his tire on my son's abdomen. So, you know, every day is, you know, people will say, you know, time heals all wounds. I don't know who came up with that saying, but it's just not true. And in many respects, it gets worse because things keep throwing up, you know, you get thrown up in your face. The irony is that my son probably, of course, never had the opportunity, but probably would have married an immigrant who was in, you know, was out of the country at the time, but if they were going to get married, then what happened? And you're right, you know, no grandchildren yet, probably would have had 2 or 3. I know what he was trying to do with his life. So it just never ends. And I feel so horrible for Laken's family. They will suffer with this till the day they go to their grave.
Gosh, you're absolutely right. Sent their daughter off to college, and this is what happens. So Democrats who are watching this message, listen to his story. You know, these open border decisions affect people's lives, take things away from Americans that are trying to do the right thing. Thank you so much for coming on with us. God bless you.